Hello. Yay. Um, what can I say? It is Christmas week, and I know everybody's just kind of plowing right through. Super busy for a lot of people, and we still have some snow outside. It looks like we're supposed to get rain though, so and for another brown Christmas more than likely. But I hope everybody else is having a great day too. Just want to hop on and talk a little bit about overcomplicating your book. I talk a good bit about your energy and the energy of writing and how you can get your energy out through your book because you want people to be connecting with you as they're reading your words. And I had this amazing epiphany this morning when I was talking with my coach, and something she said triggered it. Um, a lot of our energy is that getting into a flow state and just relaxing and letting the words go and writing how we naturally are. We use a lot of our own language, right? I know that a lot of coaches will use certain words a lot. um, there are some coaches who will use curse words. I think that was my coach's example this morning. um, but everybody talks to their audience as themselves. And when you hop on a video like this, unless it's totally scripted, you're gonna be talking as yourself. It's very different when you get into writing mode though, because a lot of people aren't used to sitting down and writing everything. They're more used to talking, they're more used to connecting with people live or speaking off the cuff. So it's easy for that energy to flow that way, right? But when you sit down and you're actually writing what you need to say, it can be a little bit different because you've got that space between your head and your hand. And unless somebody is leaning over your shoulder, reading every word as you write it, you have the ability to stop and think about what you're writing before you reply or before you post, before you work on your book. So you have the ability to stop that flow. You can actually stop yourself from writing. So that is keeping your energy kind of locked up or tangling it up a little bit. Um, when you're actually sharing your message, it is your personal energy that's coming through. If you are working with a copywriter, for example, I know a lot of people do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've actually been a copywriter for some coaches before, but they've never said, "Hey, here's my business. Just go at it. Go write some blogs, or do whatever you want. Write some emails." I have always mimicked their energy. I've always listened to what topics they want to talk about and gotten a little bit about what they want to discuss. Because if you're not doing that, if you're not getting, all of your ideas, you end up, being an energy mimic, which is like going in and copying other people because you have that stuff in your head too. Whenever we're locking up our own ideas, it tends to free us up to kind of, shoot out our energy tendrils and go, okay, what is acceptable? Once we get into that mode where we are kind of judging ourselves, for lack of better words. Hey, I see some people on. Hello. Drop some comments. Say hello if you have any questions or you want to say anything. Let me know. Um, yeah, so if when we are actually stopping ourselves, we're kind of stopping the natural flow of our thoughts. And that opens us up to, well, what is acceptable? Okay, other people like this. And we aren't consciously doing that necessarily, but as we've read stuff, you read something from another coach or you watch a video from another coach. Hey, Kim. Um, as you're seeing all these other things, you're bringing that into your world. Um, Sometimes we just end up regurgitating it, and that's when we sound like everybody else, and you're not actually giving your personal flavor, which is, the reason why you're writing a book to begin with. Um, you want to share your story. You want to share your ideas. You want your thoughts to get out there. You want to show yourself as being unique in your niche. So when you are focusing more on your story and all the things that make you shine, that's where the writing starts to flow. That's where you're opening up your energy and you're letting your own stuff out. And sometimes it means that you have to stop yourself before you write and say, okay, I am okay with whatever comes out right now. I'm not going to block the flow. I'm not going to overcomplicate things. That overcomplication is what ends up blocking off your energy from flowing into your words. Um, you know, we have lots of ways of overcomplicating, but usually what it ends up being is you start to say something, or you start to write it, type it, whatever. You start getting that out there, and then you go, ooh, is that going to be okay? Is that something I want to share? Is that something I feel comfortable with? Um, is my family going to see this? Are my former coworkers going to see this? Is this going to land wrong with my audience? And that's when one of my favorite exercises before I work with a client is to have them sit down and write about who their audience is and what they most need to hear. Because when you're focusing on that, all you're doing is delivering. You're saying, I've got it in here, I've got it in here, and I'm just delivering it out through my hands into the keyboard, typing it up, and it's appearing on the screen. When you get into that sort of mode, it's here I am serving this person. Here I am serving this person. And if you can get into that sort of flow with your writing, you're eliminating the energy of all the people who are, potentially judging you, even though they're probably not. They're probably busy with their own stuff too, right? And you're also keeping out the energy of the other people who may have influenced your ideas too, good or bad. Um, there are lots of leaders who I've followed who have really amazing ideas, and I don't want to be just taking their ideas and shoving it into what I have to say. I've worked with coaches, I've worked with mentors, and I've just, flat out followed people on social media who I admire. And then you have the other people who, you have been in your life, maybe as a child, maybe, when you were in college or whatever, and their ideas have come into your world. All of that stuff can influence what you're saying, and you want to be able to get kind of a filter up to block out that stuff and really let your natural self shine. Hey, Sue. Sue is an excellent example of letting your natural self shine. Sue just finished up her first book. And I'm just gonna brag on her a second because she's on. It is an amazing story. And Sue was one of the people who was able to sit down and just kind of get into that flow state where she was sharing her story and reaching her ideal audience. So just an impromptu shout out and applause for Sue there. Sue Bada. You can check out her book too on Amazon. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about today was that, whenever you are, when you're overcomplicating things, you end up blocking your natural flow, keeping that energy inside, and you sound like other people. You sound, as my coach was saying this morning, more generic when we were having our conversation. You sound more generic, you don't sound like yourself, and you're not giving all the special things that you have and that special story that you have, and getting it out there and using your personal energy to make an impact. So if you have comments about that, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. I'd love to have conversations with you guys. Um, oh, thank you, Sue. Sue says, I'm so blessed to have had you keep me focused as I wrote. Yes, I'm really thrilled that I could be in on that project. That was an amazing story. Yeah, so if you guys have comments, questions, drop it in the chat. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be trying to do some family stuff this week and wrapping up work because I intend to take time off, but we'll see how that goes. At least taking Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and having some fun. So I hope you guys do the same thing too. Take care. Happy holidays. And I will talk soon.